I'm Adrian Ashton, and I work in a freelance, self-employed capacity as an enterprise consultant. And people seem to get me in because they say, we've got a problem. And I come in with an enterprise-based approach. Now, that's not enterprise to say, let's help you make more money from this, but the traditional route of enterprise, which is what if and why not? Let's look at creating change in a way that people feel is exciting and helps them enjoy working and doing things more. So part of the big accepted wisdom of being a freelancer or self-employed is that you have a clear niche, and that's fine. But for me, over the last 18 years, I've been approached by different bodies, different industries to get involved in all sorts of weird work, from policy development to feasibility studies to training courses to data analysis and all sorts of things. And actually, that makes it messy because it's really hard for people to say, he's that guy who's about this. But actually, it's worked to my benefit, I think, because not having a niche means I've been more adaptable, more flexible. When one industry starts to hit a slowdown, I can pick up work elsewhere. And actually, for my brain, it helps me form connections in really creative ways. Because I'm being exposed to different industries and sectors and people, it means that I'm seeing patterns and coming up with new ideas and creative approaches that people really enjoy, that they wouldn't get otherwise. So I officially became self-employed in January of 2005. So at the time of this recording, that's about, that's nearly 20 years now. I fell into freelancing in an age before the iPhones and modern internet and laptops. So part of my challenge working professionally as a freelancer has been the wider world, frankly. So my experiences have been the bigger. So my family were made homeless twice because of flooding. We couldn't live in our own home, and we had young babies at the time. My parents, who were living at the other end of the country, almost died not once, but twice. My wife at the time launched her own business. So I needed to generate enough earnings as a freelancer for the family and the household and my own costs and her business's costs as well. So there's been a lot of stuff that I've had thrown at me. And I don't think it's a case of I overcame it, I survived it. And I think it comes back to managing my own expectations about myself as a freelancer. So I've always said, well, I'll try and be modest in terms of my personal goals and aspirations. And that's meant that when all these things hit, my goal was get the house back to a point where we can live in it again. Make sure the mortgage is, or the rent's paid next month. That's it. Those are my goals. Quite modest, maybe, but they've helped keep me that balance and perspective on it. And it's made me more responsive, more resilient, more open to change perhaps as well. One of my ideas about how I work as a freelancer is that so much work that we come in, it would be so easy to be transactional. You need to write some copy, there's the copy, we're done, boom, who's next? Sausage factory type work. As freelancers, we have the opportunity to meet all sorts of really interesting people. As human beings, in the end, we are stories. So the best stories we have are about people who we had the best relationships with. So why not try and make our stories the best they can be? When I started out, I had an idea that people will buy me on the basis of my experience and qualification. And after the first year, I thought I needed to sense check that. I've made some assumptions. I need to make sure that it's holding true. So after year one, went back to all my clients and said, what is it you enjoyed about working with me? What made you pick me and keep coming back? And none of them, not one said your qualifications, the letters after your name or the letters before your name, or your experience in that sector with that industry. They all said it's because of something about you and how you build relationship with us and how you make us feel. In the past, people have said, we love the way that you help us understand things. It's as if you're doing magic tricks. We like the stories you tell. We like the fact that you dress up in costume sometimes. We like the fact that if you're leading a workshop with us, you give us sweets. And on the desks, we have little bendy people to play with and make dioramas with. And that feedback from clients has given me the encouragement to be more human. So that's what makes me stand out, I think. Me being me, not trying to dress myself up and fit to someone else's expectations. As soon as I realized I didn't have to be perfect, that was so liberating and allowing me to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. The important thing is how you recover from the mistakes with clients. That's the learning point. That's the growth point. That's the sweet spot that says it's now enjoyable to be self-employed.